What's happening, everybody? I wanted to make a quick video. Shouldn't be more than a couple minutes, and yeah, it's a little bit different, but it's more of kind of like a come to Jesus I had with myself that I needed to do. So I want to start it off by telling a story. In my original Halo career, when I first started playing, was that when Halo 2 first came out, I got heavily involved into the modding, the standbying, circle boosting, bridging for hosts, essentially cheating. Not essentially, it was cheating. I was really attracted to that lifestyle. In even even before that, even back in Counter Strike Source, I used an aimbot until I got caught, and then after I got caught, I just didn't create another Steam account. I just stopped. But I carried that same mentality into Halo, and so I would go buy those, not buy, but I would go scavenge those 1 month trials to give to people that modded their accounts to cheat and rank up fast and do all this other thing. And I told myself it was because it was fun and it was the wild wild west. And while there was a certain sense of that, the reality was is that like I didn't think that I could ever accomplish getting a 50 on my own without cheating. So um, what happened at the end of that was that I ended up giving I essentially would say got caught slipping and shared my Xbox Live information with a kid which had my credit card or my mom's credit card information on it, and he ended up trying to buy like $2,000 worth of Microsoft points from that account. And so after that moment, that was when I had a wake up call that I was like, okay, fuck all that. I'm good to go. And and then I proceeded to get really good at the game. And that's when I started like getting good in my Halo career. And so reason reason why I wanted to say that was that when I first started streaming, not when I first started, but a little bit into my streaming career, I felt a lot of the same inadequacies, that a lot of streamers go through, and I ended up joining communities that had team viewers, to where everyone in the team, if they were logged onto the viewer, their account counted as a view, or as a lurk. And so it was a lurker community, viewer community. I know there was a lot of tea being spilt on Twitter about it, uh, about a year ago. And so, reason why I wanted to share that is because, while technically it wasn't against TOS, for me personally, it just wasn't right. Uh, based on my morals and my, philosophies, that it was disingenuous and went against everything that I stood for. And so I wanted to apologize for that. And, I think it goes safe to say I'm no longer doing that. And I also wanted to apologize to DreamHack because that's how I got enough viewers. Well, I probably didn't need it, to tell you the truth, but um, 'cause I feel like I had good enough content, but I didn't believe in that. That's how I, essentially got into the streamer studio, and also the numbers I used to obtain partnerships with different companies. So, um, so to those that I do have partnerships with, if you do want to drop that, that's completely understandable. No hard feelings. um, but I just wanted to. I felt like I owed the community that much to share that, to get that out, and what I'm hoping for is that, number one, this will help someone who's starting off in the community. Is that if you ever have thoughts like that, if you ever do want to do that, just note that it pulls at the conscience. It pulls at it pulls at the morals. And while technically it wasn't viewbotting or using fake accounts or using like robots or whatever in false chat, it just, to me, at least for me personally, it just didn't feel right. And so I wanted to share that with y'all as an apology, and also to help make things right. I will continue to do what I'm doing and pursuing a different path. And what I'm hoping for And based on my experience, this is what's happened, is that every time that I've either admitted something like this, or I've, I guess, gotten honest or come to, or kind of had that moment, my life got a lot better. My content got a lot better. My everything got a lot better. So that's my hope. And so, I'm really excited to be able to do this. My stomach's also turned upside down at the moment, because these things are uncomfortable, and I don't. It's never fun admitting faults. But if I'm to build a name for myself, if I'm to have y'all trust me, this is something that I feel like it needed to be said. To where it's kind of like an open book. It's all out there. There's no secrets. There's no nothing. I want to be free of that, and I want to continue to have y'all's trust. So, like I said, I'll end it with this. If you're new to streaming, and if it's something is your streaming content creation and you're thinking about going down that path, just whatever you do, watch this video, maybe rewatch it. That's not just to get views, but download it if you care that much about it. Um, but my experience was that even though it technically wasn't illegal, to me it wasn't right. And I went against that because I didn't have enough faith in my own content, enough faith in my message, enough faith in what I was producing. And so, I tried to take a shortcut. So there's no shortcuts in this thing, and if you do, it doesn't really last that long. So, I guess, yeah, that's my like one piece of advice. If I were to give advice, is the right thing is always the right thing, and it's always going to take hard work to get there. So I hope that helped. I know things have changed since back then, but I'm sure there's still a lot of that going on. Same thing with buying accounts and buying followers and follow for follow and all those shit. So yeah, felt good to get that out. It's not the easiest thing to say. Selfishly, I don't want to lose anything that I have, but also understand that if I do, then that's is what it is. Know what I mean? But yeah. I'm recording this at 11:45 on a Saturday night, so happy quarantine life, and y'all have a great night. Thank you for your support. Peace.